Some months ago, the Ghanaian media broke the story of 5 missing babies at the Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital, Ghana's second largest hospital. The families of these babies suspected foul play, but hospital authorities said the babies were stillborn. After a group of irate youths stormed the hospital, forcing the closing of the maternity ward, Health Minister Sherry Ayite gave the authorities a 14-day ultimatum to produce the babies, the bodies of the babies, that is, of the supposed, the stillborn babies. That ultimatum has expired without any dead babies being produced, and the chief executive officer of the hospital has become the casualty, being asked by the minister to proceed on accumulated leave. Now, joining us from Kumasi, Ghana, via phone is Dr. Ernest Kwarko. Dr. Kwarko is a gynecologist at the hospital, and he's going to help us with some detail in this rather befuddling round of affairs. Welcome to SaharaTV, Dr. Kwarko.
Thank you very much, Kweesi.
Okay.
I hope you're good, my brother.
I am good. I hope you're good too.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Really good.
First of all, let me ask you what really happened. Can you walk us through what really this whole thing is about briefly?
Okay. On the 5th of February, there was a referral for delivery for a post-dated pregnancy. Okay. The delivery was done. The baby was stillborn. Now we can, at least all the reports, all the investigations have pointed to the fact, and the minister has admitted that the baby was stillborn to one Madam Sueba. Now, in time past, we used to give dead bodies of babies to their mothers and relatives to go and bury. Our experience was that they leave these dead bodies and at the corridors and at the main gate of the hospital, posing a public outside of infection spread. So we took over the control of these babies, the burial of the bodies of these babies. We put it in the mortuary. If there's no claim for the bodies, 20 days, we do a mass burial. That is a normal thing that we do. You have about 99% of mothers who have dead babies not claiming the bodies, asking us to go ahead and then bury them. So, to be honest, dead bodies of babies are not what they are almost a burden to us because it's cost for space for our mortuary and cost for the burial. So most people don't accept them back. So we routinely bury dead bodies 20 days. So it would have been as usual, except that Sueba went home, told her relatives she didn't get her baby, and then according to Muslim tradition, they wanted to come back and claim the body to go and bury it, which is okay. So they come and then the wife in charge says, well, you can't just walk and take the baby. You need to get it through the mortuary attendant who will sign, and then he will sign to say that you have. So they get the mortuary attendant. He come and takes the dead bodies and said they are not there. So that was the first time our attention was drawn. And then we said, no, the only person who could have access to the space from where the baby bodies are kept is Libra, who we work with. We are a team. We've been working with him for some time. He knows what he's supposed to do. He knows his remit. And we interviewed him. He knew his job description. He had been doing it as relieving duties for a while. So we questioned him, and there were inconsistencies in his stories because he took the dead bodies when he was not supposed to have taken them. That was the first admission. The second thing is that he said he took the bodies to the incinerator to be burnt. We don't burn baby dead bodies. We actually bury them. So we became suspicious. So we called immediate department or directorate management. We quizzed him further. He changed his story and said that he had taken the bodies to the refuse dump. And when he actually disposed of the refuse and came back to come and take the bodies, that the bodies were not there. And this was something we were going to condone. So immediately we informed central management together with relatives, we had more meeting, and we handed over the laborer, one Baba Abire, to the police to start with the investigation.
Okay.
They incarcerated him. He was later granted bail. While we were at it, Irish youth, pretending to be on a normal demonstration, came and beat us up in the hospital. You know the rest.
They did what? They beat you up?
It beat doctors, it beat nurses, it beat anybody who came in their way. I'm sure you saw that in your introduction.
Yeah.
That is history. Since then, about 3 investigative committees have been set. The first one was by the hospital itself to do an internal audit and then report.
So let me ask you at this point, Dr. Kwarko, you've given us the story of Sueba's baby, which obviously has become the most popular story in this whole saga. What about the other babies? What happened with those?
Yes. Now let me give an account.
Briefly,
I wanted to put it on record. Yes, I want to put on record that it wasn't 5 babies. Respectively, the ministry head. It was 4 dead bodies. And this is how we account for the 4 dead bodies. 3 were from the labor ward, the normal vaginal delivery, that were put and boxed and labeled. That is what Baba Abire took. And he cannot, as of yet, account for them. So though the hospital takes vicarious liability, the criminal liability lies to the laborer who, as yet, has not been able to produce the dead bodies. So the 3 have not been able to be produced. The 4th one was from the CS, where a ruptured uterus case was operated. We were able to save the mother, but unfortunately the baby was dead. That baby's body is in the mortuary as of now.
Okay, so you were saying
that 4 bodies. The 5th one that the ministry erroneously added was from the previous shift. You know, because this matter is technical, it's in shifts. Okay. So there's no question about 5 babies. There's 4 dead bodies.
All right,
3 to be given by Baba Abire, 1 in the mortuary as we speak.
That point is well made. Your CEO, Dr. or Professor Ohene Ejay, I believe that's what his name is, has been asked to proceed on accumulated leave. And that is supposed by some to mean a diplomatic way of saying, step aside, you've been fired.
I can confirm that in Ghana, when we say that take your accumulated leave, you know, we are, it is as good as we no longer need it.
Do you think he has been given a raw deal? Do you think he has been given a raw deal at all, or do you think he justifiably needs to step aside in the light of the revelations appear,
Yes, I'm on national TV and I have to be careful what I say. My personal opinion here may be difficult to express. I think that he was appointed through the hospital board by the Minister of Health, acting on behalf of the President. And if they don't need his services any longer, who am I to question that? It's their discretion, it's their game, and they run it.
All right. Now, do you think the public has been appeased with the firing of the doctor? What's public opinion like? Are they feeling like, oh, justice has been done, or they're still pushing for more answers in this whole case?
Kweesi, you know the Ghanaian situation. Usually there's public sympathy for any official that is fired. That's the general public. I'm not very sure about the mood of the hospital itself, and here I risk expressing an opinion, but I will. I think our chief executive has had some problems. In the history of the hospital, it is the first time that junior doctors, during his reign, during his regime, that junior doctors have had to go on leave and on strike, not because of poor conditions of service for their pockets, but because they felt that he had run the hospital in such a manner that it was no longer safe for patients.
Is he a medical doctor himself? Is the professor?
He's a microbiologist. He's a clinical microbiologist and university staff. That rose to the rank of full professor. Well, that was a time that most people felt that he should have been given the the boot. It didn't happen, and I think that this happening has provided oxygen for his final, eventual removal. Let me put it that way.
Okay. Now,
in the hospital, I cannot gauge all the mood, but I risk saying that he will not exactly be missed.
Okay. All right. Now, if I understand what you're saying well, this whole thing appears to be lack of compliance with procedure rather than a sinister motive to sell babies or anything like that. What are the procedures like? Is there a lay-down procedure for instance, I know you've walked us through a bit of that, but is there like a well-defined procedure for disposing of dead babies?
Yes, Kweesi, there is. There might have been some small lapse. It gives us the opportunity to tighten belts and then to be more vigilant with the SOPs. There are. And I would think, this is my personal opinion here, I would think that this Sweeper saga is not a sinister motive by any group of nurses and doctors to actually steal and sell live babies and pretend they are dead bodies. I think that the matter was a good opportunity for some vicarious agenda. And this is what I mean. After all the reports and after all the suspicions and perceptions in public, all three committees have concluded that indeed the babies were dead. And that there was no attempt to sell a live baby to some woman who needed a baby.
Okay.
That is not the case at all.
All right.
Now, there are standard procedures for disposing of dead bodies. When the babies are dead, we show them to the mother. Unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of, staying on for counseling. It's only 2 delivery beds. You need to get on with it so that we get other people to come and deliver. So we show them, they acknowledge that, they sign or thumbprint. Then we take the babies into the sleep room, put them in a box. They have a handrest already labeled. We label them, put them there. Then at the end of the shift, the mortuary manager comes. He signs for the babies and the dead bodies. And then the dead bodies are taken to the mortuary. Before he goes to the mortuary, if there are any mothers who are still on admission and have not been there, our discharge rate is high because we need the beds.
Okay, but let me ask though, this procedure was this procedure thoroughly carried through in this case for all 4 babies?
There was a lapse here, and we have to admit that.
Okay, all right.
The laborer was not supposed to take the dead bodies. It was the duty of the mortuary attendant. And, interestingly, when we were taking on the laborer formally to the labor ward, we interviewed him. And we usually do that in the presence of the mortuary attendant because of the peculiar nature of that. And he admits and he knows that he was not supposed to take them. That is why we are suspicious. That's why we took him to the police station. And indeed, when he took dead bodies, he hid the dead bodies under the refuse. So you need to have a good suspicion. One of us, is a worker with us. We are going about our normal business. He comes supposedly to come and take refuge.
Doc,
you need an index of suspicion before you know that.
We're running out of time. We're running out of time, but I still have a few questions. So let me try and push for those. I personally don't understand the motive of this labor at all. Why would you take a dead baby and hide them under refuse? But anyway, let's push on.
I think that eventually the police will unearth that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's push on. The establishment seems to be a lot of laxity in the way the establishment is run, which of course prompted the allegations of baby theft and things like that. Let me ask you in a single sentence or two, is it possible at all for anybody to take somebody's baby and sell them at this facility? Is it possible, remotely even?
I disagree with the general laxity of SOPs. This was a case where you needed a strong index of suspicion and made up. Well, there are cases where at the antenatal care, it is possible that a thing like this can happen. And this is how. Mothers come for review after delivery. And they are coming to see us, the doctors. And then some of them don't come with any attendants or relatives. And they say, they see the next woman sitting at there, please hold my baby. It's very Ghanaian. And I'm going to see the doctor. I'll be back. By the time I come, your baby is gone. So Actually, we do public education each morning that do not give your baby to any stranger.
Okay, but generally,
Have your baby, worst case scenario, come there.
Generally speaking, though, you don't think this is possible?
It is possible that it can happen, but generally, it is not possible.
It's not possible, okay.
There was one case reported in 2000, we investigated. It was not true. The one came to apologize, and we still handed over to the police. Okay,
now still on Lag City, though. Still on Lag City. A few weeks ago, a young man was arrested at the Komfo Teaching Hospital who was supposed to have worked there for 3 years as a doctor without any qualification whatsoever. Soon after that, another woman was arrested posing as a nurse. I still have an issue with the laxity in the system. Can you speak to this?
Well, yes, I will try. We cannot officially confirm those stories at the hospital. We have picked up 1 or 2 suspects before and have handed them over to the police. But all of them, the claims of how long they have posed is in doubt. Immediately they do it, the security system is such that one way or the other, we are going to pick you up soon, sooner than later. So I cannot confirm the durations that they claim to have posed. Remember, these things, when we hand them over to the police, they are supposed to get to the report.
Okay. All right.
So we cannot confirm that officially at the hospital.
Okay. Now, our time is up, Doc, but in ending, let me ask you briefly, how are the doctors feeling about Professor Hineje's dismissal? Are they in a somber mood? Are they regretting?
It's a bit of mixed feeling, but generally, I think he will not be missed.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Ernest Kwarko.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
To you too, Kweesi.
Thanks so much. All right. Dr. Ernest Kwarko is a gynecologist at the Komfo Teaching Hospital, Ghana's second largest hospital, where this whole saga is unfolding. We'll keep you updated on what happens after this. Stay tuned, there's more coming. This is Sahara TV.